Welcome to Asian Horizon. Today we're going to look at the changing dynamics in Indian politics. For months now, we've been observing the farmer protests in New Delhi and other cities in India. What is interesting is that recently there seems to be a coalescing between the farmer unions and the trade unions in India. They seem to have been trying to form a coalition, or at least they're working on it. They've had several meetings, and they appear to be supporting each other in various statements. That's an interesting development in Indian politics. A second interesting development in Indian politics today is what's going on the opposition side. So the Congress party leader Rahul Gandhi resigned after the general election in 2019 when the BJP and Narendra Modi became prime minister. However, then Sonia Gandhi took over the leadership role in the Congress party, but she's still the chairperson for the United Progressive Alliance. Now, recently, there seems to be a increasing opposition in some parts towards Rahul Gandhi again becoming the leader of the Congress party. However, there have also been support for it. Sharad Pawar, which has been a very important politician, particularly in Maharashtra, he seems to be someone that is increasingly favored as potentially also a chairperson for the UPA. And recently, when the opposition with Rahul Gandhi and Sharad Pawar visited the Indian president to discuss the farmer protest, then Sharad Pawar led the delegation. So it is interesting to observe these changing dynamics in Indian politics. And I think that while Sharad Pawar may have large support for various entities and parties and a lot of people in Indian politics to become the leader of the opposition, Sharad Pawar being 80 years old, and he will be 83 years old when the next general election is in April, May 2024. So he may think for himself that maybe he would like to also possibly support Rahul Gandhi as the leader of Congress and even become the leader of the opposition. But what seems possible is that Sharad Pawar may take over the chair position from Sonia Gandhi, but Rahul Gandhi may be the kind of the face and the kind of public persona of the UPA alliance. So while there seems to be some kind of movement and recalibration on the opposition side in Indian politics, it is interesting to see whether or not Rahul Gandhi will be able to regain his position as leader for the Congress party and the opposition. And when we come to April, May 2024 with the next general election, whether or not they will be able to challenge the BJP party and Narendra Modi's position as prime minister. What is interesting is that with these increasing legislations that the BJP government has been promoting, with the recent farmer laws that have been challenging for a lot of farmers, which led to these protests, they may also then increasingly drive the support towards the opposition side, which could lend the next general election to the UPA alliance and the Congress party, and we may then possibly see Rahul Gandhi becoming Prime Minister of India. So those are some of the forecasts currently that I see on the horizon in India, and it is a changing time, it's a challenging time, but when we do come to the general election in 2024, India will most likely have come out of the corona pandemic, so the next Prime Minister for the next period from May 2024 will be the Prime Minister that will lead India in the post-COVID era and rebuild India after the pandemic is over. So we're going to have to see how that evolves. Thank you so much for joining, and please remember to subscribe to Asian Horizon, and I look forward to see you again next Monday.